How's it going, guys? Welcome to Audio Addiction. We have the Safest Ledge with us tonight. They can say their names and what they do in the band.
Come on, Ken, you're the lead singer. You gotta go first.
All right. Hi, I'm Kennedy. I'm the lead singer of the Safest Ledge.
I'm Mason. I play guitar.
There we go. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for reaching out. I know we talked a little bit about cold calling and all that sort of stuff, cold emailing. So we'll probably save that for a little bit later on in the interview. But the first question, guys, I'm sure you get asked this a lot. How did you start out the band? How did you get your members? Kind of like the whole origin story of the Safest Ledge. Take as much time as you like. I'm a music nerd, so I love hearing all the little minute detail shit that no one cares about.
It's funny. It's funny because
like a very short version, because I think I just came up with the shortest version in my head.
I don't know. Well, he said we can go long for it, so let's give him the paragraph. So in 2011, I think it was, me and Ken knew each other from like Facebook because whatever we were trying to start whatever metalcore band. It's funny. I remember being on the phone with Ken about it in 2011, and him explaining, like, he was like, woe is me, because that's the type of stuff we wanted to play. It was like, woe is me of Machines. That everybody in 2011. Yeah, he was like, woe is me in 2008, like they just took all the best guys from their scene. And that's what I see like us doing. We're just taking like all the best guys from our scene. And then I think me and Ken talked again for like 3 years after that.
Well, you told me that you got tinnitus really bad and you weren't going to be able to
I was having some ear issues. Yeah. So we didn't end up talking for a while, but our bass player, Mike, this is a great story. I wish he was here for it. So I met Mike. We were both working at this restaurant, this Italian restaurant. We were washing dishes. And he comes in on his second day, and he's wearing like a Day to Remember shirt. And keep in mind, this is 2012. So like we're all still very into that type of music. Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, the first sentence I say to him, I'm like, hey, man, I like your shirt. And he was like, I hate this band. And I was like, okay. And we didn't talk again for like the rest of the night. And it was like an 8-hour shift too. But after that, we ended up being friends. And like we talked about starting a band for a long time. But, I had trouble finding people who were just lazy. But then, Ken will get into this in a sec. But like, and then in like 2014, late in the fall, Ken put out like an Instagram post. This is so funny in hindsight. It was like for like a dark ballroom jazz project. This was all based off of like one song. I can't even remember who it was by.
Oh my God.
Can you take over?
I think it was an Oceana song or something.
No, it was As Cities Burn. It was that one As Cities Burn song.
That's right, As Cities Burn. Yeah, because Joey and I, we've been friends since 2010, and so like I don't know, we connected over music because I made like a post on Facebook, of course, advertising stuff.
You got it, yeah.
And, so I found some guys that just so happened to go to my school, like 2 guitarists. But they were like very like 80s style, and I wanted something like genty, like post-hardcore sort of sounding, because I
skinny jeans sounding
with what was me, we came as Romans, like that whole era. I just like fell in love with, and so wanted to make a band like that. Found these guys, not my style, but we were jamming. And then they were like, yo, you gotta hit up this dude Joey Kogel for drums. Like, he's super good. I'm like, hell yeah. So became friends with Joey off that. We first song we played was Plant a Seed, became his Roman. And we worked with like various like artists around the area trying to, get some stuff rolling, and we just felt failed after failure because like people weren't dedicated, we didn't like certain sounds, people weren't up to like the par that we wanted them to be. So connected with Mason and everything, and we ended up going out to go get, did we get dinner the night that we like
the first night that you guys hung out with Mike was when it happened?
That's right. So the first time that we all met, we went to go eat at the sushi restaurant, and so you have to make a left turn out of there to go to the hookah bar that we wanted to go to afterwards, okay? but there's no light. And I had these nice people letting me go in my car, and someone comes just blaring down the center lane and hits me before it's even a turning lane.
And then we had this ongoing joke for like the rest of the night, obviously, but then a couple months. So he had this Mitsubishi Eclipse, and I don't know much about cars, but Ken told me they don't make it anymore, and it was a big deal that he had it. And so we kept on making this big joke that everybody that he talked to that night would mention to him, "Hey, you know they don't make that car anymore." like the state trooper rolls up and he's like, asking him what happened. He's like, they don't make that car anymore, son. And then the girl that he got into the accident with, like, we were talking about how she'd be walking away crying, and her boyfriend would console her and be like, "It's okay. I mean, he's got it worse. They don't make that car anymore." And then the tow truck comes, and we were saying the tow truck guy would come to say it to him. Like literally any single person we came into contact with that night, which we were together for like a couple hours afterwards. We went to a hookah bar and everything. Every time we were like, "Hey, what if he said, and then yeah." So it was a big ongoing
some guy
joke
with like an
for a while.
iPhone that's videotaped the crash. He's like, they don't make that Mitsubishi Eclipse anymore. And he's like, "I got it on video, so I got the last Mitsubishi Eclipse on video." Oh man, that's great. I love it.
Yeah. So we started the four of us, and like we had an old name. It was called Noir, okay. Which, like if you've been in a band before, like you want your band name to be like easily found on a Google search. Well, type in Noir and tell us how long it takes you
like to find it.
Like 2 billion results, anything from the color black to the wine to the makeup and cosmetics
to cologne.
That's rough.
Yeah. Hey, give me one. Hey, Ken, can you take over while I gotta take my AirPods off because they're dying?
You're good.
Can you take over in the meantime?
Okay. I didn't know where you wanted to go.
I feel like you should have named the song Eclipse just to as a homage to the whole Mitsubishi Eclipse thing.
See, like when it comes to like titles, we've always, I don't know, like our entire mindset has been like, oh my god, we need to be a serious band. Like we write sad music, so it's serious. And we've kind of figured out like, hey, that's not a very good way to like market yourself. It should probably be a little more presentable and outspoken. So that's something we've been working on. And all of our working titles are like absolutely hilarious. We had like a what was it? Mom deleted George Lopez off the TiVo. That was and then I went through this like really bad breakup, which is why we wrote Lockwood, and so we had like Her Driveway and I don't know, just some other songs like that. So I don't know, we've always been we've been trying to kind of like lighten up in a sense, and I think that focusing more on the music than lyrical content, as weird as it sounds, like I don't know, that's kind of where we fit ourselves right now.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
Well,
yeah. I don't know really where we at because I kind of lost sound for a couple minutes. Where were we?
It's all good.
I'm sorry.
I went on a little tangent.
We went on a tangent where you guys should name a song called Eclipse after the
Yep.
I just feel like that'd be really appropriate, for the whole...
I agree. So going on with the band bio and everything. So, when we were doing that early stage when it was called Noir, we were really into like Being as an Ocean and spoken word post-hardcore stuff like that.
Like
so that's exactly that was the big one. So we were really into playing stuff like that. And it's funny because Ken said he, like the guys he was playing with were into like 80s music and stuff. We had a second guitar player at one point, and we wrote like one song with him, and it was, sometimes you play with people that like they say they get the vibe, but they really don't. They just do whatever they want. And this guy was really, really, really good. So like you couldn't tell him like, no, do something different. You were just like, oh yeah, good job, keep guitar soloing. And we went to like record the song, and I remember Joey saying, this sounds like the Eagles. And we ended up like scrapping everything but the drums and then just rewriting a new song over it and everything. But yeah, we just, it's been the core four of us for the past like almost 7 years now. So, you know, we had a different name. The Safest Ledge has only really been a thing since like 2017, but I mean, we've been like together writing music since like 2014. So yeah, that's pretty much how it all came together.
That's awesome. And it can be just summed up with the Mitsubishi Eclipse does not exist. Guys, I just want to let you know that just as a fair warning for everyone.
They stopped making them. Right?
They stopped making them, so just wanted to let you guys know, give you that like fact.
Kind of messed up real quick. So how about like, I don't know, a few years later, actually just like probably 2 years ago, I'd say maybe 3. I'm on Facebook and I'm on the marketplace looking at like cars for sale, and I'm not joking. I saw my car totaled sitting in the Meridian, and someone was selling the parts out of it.
Oh my god.
And I knew because like I painted like different parts on it, just like so, you know, I know it would be mine. And I found it because I painted that spoiler black and the mirrors black and the door handles and everything. And there it is, just sitting like front and back end smashed in, just on the Meridian of the highway.
Oh my god. That could have easily been. It could. I'm just saying, you know, that you can just do a one-off song, call it Eclipse, and then find that photo and just make it the album art for the next.
Right. I definitely got it somewhere in my iCloud.
Oh man, that'd be great. I feel like that would be a good like inside joke for all of you guys, but also, I don't know. I feel like that would be pretty ironic, but just considering it brought you guys together, so very cool.
Yes.
Next question, guys. Kind of to tail off the last one, who are you guys influenced by? Who kind of got you started out playing your instrument, and then who influences you more currently now?
Can you go first?
So in the very beginning, I was heavily influenced by My Chemical Romance.
Nice, yeah.
Specifically Guitar Hero, the one that had Dead on it. That's like how I found that, and I was like, oh my god, I love this sound. So that kind of progressed into heavier music. Like the first like heavier bands I was listening to were like Slipknot, Lamb of God, Amon Amarth. Yeah. So I liked that form of metal, but then I started liking more of the like, you know, nice clean singing, like, and then I find Tyler Carter and, you know, that sort of like Johnny Craig era.
Yeah.
That sort of sound really inspired me heavily when it started to come into like writing our own music and like trying to form a band. Like those are the things that I've always wanted. And it's funny because I don't think that anything we released early sounded anything like that at all. But it's like that like far stretched like dream. It's the only way I could really put it. But yeah, I don't know. That's what was inspiring me then. What's inspiring me now is Deftones, Loathe, Holding Absence. Those bands are so good.
Agreed. Love all.
So I've gone through a lot of musical phases. All right. So like I first got into guitar from I was at like a birthday party. It was the summer before 7th grade, and my buddy had Guitar Hero 3, and I was playing whatever Kiss song was on there. I think it was Strutter or it was Rock and Roll All Night.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever it was, it was good. And it's funny because I was horrible at that game. And the very next morning, I like got my mom to take me to the mall. I bought Guitar Hero Aerosmith. And then, like, you know, I was in 7th grade. I have this big classic rock phase, and then I have this big Nirvana phase, and then I slowly, like, it's funny because, you know, our realm of music, you always get into it from like hardcore and metalcore and stuff.
Yeah.
So like I started to like Bullet for My Valentine, and then that led into like my freshman year, I got really into The Plot in You, and of all songs, it was a song called Small Face by The Plot in You. It was like the first hardcore song I ever liked. And from there, I just became a Seenie Weenie. You know, I like We Car and all those things. But I'd say like lately, well, like individual guitar inspiration, and I always thought like Landon Tours from The Plot in You.
There he goes.
All right, cut off. I keep playing with my AirPods case, that's why. But when it comes to like riff building and like the way riffs sound, I'm a really big fan of like what like Tim from Under Oath and like Spencer from Under Oath like
Yeah.
writes a lot of the riff too. So I'm a big fan of that. And then like you know, it's funny because we all kind of have the same influences right now. Like we all really like Loathe and Holding Abstinence and Deftones and stuff like that for like, you know, as like I'm sure you've heard it since you agreed to do this interview, like in our press pitch, but like what have you done sounds like and so on.
Yeah.
But you know, I personally like guitar wise have been into a lot of things. Like I love the things Spirit Box does. Like I love a lot of the things Movements does, like on the other end of the spectrum. And then like, you know, right now we've been into this thing guitar wise where we're really like, you know, for a while all of our songs were in drop C.
Mm-hmm.
Which wasn't a big deal because like I play a Fender Strat. It has single coils. It does not have a thick sound. But you know, me and Ken were swinging around the idea of like, hey, like what if we just tried like a baritone guitar? And like the point of it was like not necessarily to be heavier, but just to be on a lower register and to just have a deeper, more bassier sound and things like that. And it was really just a shot in the dark. Like, you know, we could have tried this and it could have just totally sucked.
Yeah.
But like, you know, all the bands we've been listening to, like Loathe and Spirit Box, like play really, really heavy. So we were like, all right, like we're gonna try that for ourselves, and we've been trying that. And from a guitar perspective, like that's the thing that's really influencing me right now is like, you know, deep, bassy chords and things like that. But then you still have all these ethereal, I think that's how you pronounce that word, ethereal, like clean guitars and things like that. But yeah, that's I'd say like my main guitar inspiration is like Under Oath. So yeah.
No, I feel that, and I had heard about you guys even before you sent me the email pitch because I was following your stuff on like Dreambound. I was like, man, I should just like message them, and then Mason winds up just shooting me an email. I was like, wow, this is super easy, and it ended up working out that way anyway. But I was like, man, they kind of have like a mix between. I was like, if they don't say Under Oath, I'll be really surprised because I feel like that one, if you've grown up in the scene, that is like the Mecca, the god tier.
Can I
one influence? I was gonna say Aaron Gillespie and even Austin Thornton's drum styles. Like both of them are very hard hitting drum styles, but they're technical. And it kind of like, you know, when you're recording, you want things to be compressed. You know, you need that average volume, and when you have a drummer that just consistently hits heavy, it sits in the mix even live like super well.
When it comes to Under Oath like that, like not so much anymore, but like the way like we have an EP called Double the Drifters, Half the Spirit, the way I like would write riffs back then was really derivative of that kind of stuff. Like I just really like the way they had those dissonant chords and you know it's in drop D, but it's so damn heavy.
No, yeah, I totally agree. Like I play guitar as well, so like that was like when I was listening through, that's like kind of like the first things that I pick out just because like, you know, as being a guitar player, those are the things that you gravitate towards. But I was like, yeah, like definitely Under Oath, like Loathe. I love that you guys use baritone because like I've been wanting to get a baritone for a while, and it's not because of like Loathe or anything. Because
Chapman.
But yeah, Chapman. Shout out to Chapman. But I was just like, man, it would be so cool to have just like a thick tone, as you were saying, Mason. Just like to have like. It's not even like from the aspect of like being heavy. It just has this like large tonescape that you can make from just like a baritone. And I think with the songs that I've listened to you guys thus far on like Dreambound and stuff, I thought it was really impressive how, again, you were able to kind of take a sound that like obviously people kind of are more familiar with because like Holding Absence is getting bigger, Load's getting bigger, like that sort of stuff's getting more popular. And I feel like you guys kind of take aspects of that, and I love that you take aspects of like older like post-hardcore metalcore bands, like as you said, like We Came as Romans, like Old Woe Is Me, stuff like that. That's like my bread and butter. I love that shit. That's like I'll die on that hill. Like I know a lot of people are like metalcore's dead or whatever, but I'll swear by that shit forever. But
it's not a phase, Mom.
It's not
exactly. At all.
But I feel like you guys do a good blend of like. What impressed me was like you guys do a good blend of like old post-hardcore metalcore and like kind of like the new stuff, the stuff that is like coming out within the past like year or two, you know. And I think that's really impressive, and that was something that like, again, as I go through so many bands on a yearly basis or even a monthly basis. I'm just like, that was something that stuck out to me, more currently. So I gotta give you guys props for finding that like thin red line between both of those two things.
Thank you, man. We appreciate that very much.
Speaking of which, for people who aren't familiar with The Safest Ledge, what would be one track you would recommend to a new listener that maybe hasn't heard of your band and is like, man, these guys seem really cool? What song do they recommend?
I think we can agree on this.
Oh, to get the full vibe of songs that are already out.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Gray
want to
Matter.
talk about a song that if you want to talk about a song that
What were you
hasn't
gonna
come
say,
out,
Ben?
I was gonna say Runaway.
Oh, damn, that's a good one too.
I need your reasonings though for both
So
both
like,
you and
Gray
Mason.
Matter is like a straightforward rock song, and like so is Runaway. But I guess Runaway is more derivative of like metalcore, even though it doesn't sound like a metalcore song. It just happens to have a part with a lot of screaming. Well, so does Gray Matter. I don't know.
A bridge between the first and second EP, and that's why I feel like it fits our whole sound perfectly.
See, technically Runaway's on the second EP.
But we released it as a single.
I know. I would say Gray Matter because it's got all these nice clean parts, and then it goes from this loud rock chorus, and then it's got a weird screaming part in the middle. So I think it's like all encapsulating.
Yeah, it's a very dynamic sound.
Yeah. Sure. It's one of those ones where it's like, I mean, like Mountain Eyes was the first single off that EP, but like, I mean, Gray Matter easily could have been it too. It's it's a straightforward rock song. You just get the vibe from it super easy.
I would agree because I listen to some of the old stuff and I listen to some of the new stuff just because, I'm an interviewer, so I try to get that knowledge, that predisposed knowledge. That's tough. Like, I feel like Gray Matter is a great one, but also Runaways are great. So I'll give you guys the links for both. They'll both be in the description.
You're just gonna stay neutral on it? That's such bullshit.
I'm gonna stay neutral on it because, listen, I gotta give the people what they want, which is both singles in the description, and then you can make the deliberation for yourself. If I had to really choose, if you're putting me on the spot, oh man, that's tough. I'm gonna probably say Gray Matter. That was the first one that I listened to. That was like the first one that came up on the search population on YouTube. So I'm gonna have to go with that one because I was like, man, I should listen to I should really go back and listen to a lot of it because like I'm subscribed to Dreambound and I check their stuff out, but sometimes I'll go back and like listen to stuff, especially if I have the bands on. And that was the first one that came up, so I have to go with that one.
Can I interrupt you on that one?
Yeah, no problem.
We're actually not on Dreambound. All our videos were on BBTV.
Oh, really? Okay, so
yeah,
I did see something. I did see something on. I don't know if it was Dreambound. I did see a video populate on there. I don't know if it's maybe.
Hey, maybe I don't even know anymore.
It was on YouTube generally. So
yeah, I mean they're both hosting channels.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I was like, man, those were the ones that I listened to, and then I went back and just scrolled all the way down and checked out some of your older EP stuff. So, that I would say Gray Matter, I think is the one that I'm thinking of. So, definitely, guys, go check out both. I'll leave them in the description. But, guys, what are you listening to more currently? What's on the Spotify? What have you guys been listening to as of recently?
Bro, I will pull it up right now. Oh my god. I was just looking through. One sec. Sorry. Okay. So my top tracks this month the first one is a song called "Try Smiling" by a band called Fernway that we happen to be playing 2 shows with in September. Cool. Then I've been re-jamming "They're Only Chasing Safety," so
classic.
So that's been in there. And then "White Hot" by Loathe. I've played that song like 100 times this week. But that's been stuff I've really been bumping lately. You know what I've been into lately that I haven't liked in a really long time was "Motionless in White." I was like Abigail. I was bumping that. I forgot how good that stuff was.
It's like 10 years old now, which I think is I think that's just wild to me because they were like, "Hey guys, we're releasing like a 10-year, like record on vinyl," and I was like, "Wait, Creatures is 10 years old?" I was like, "Damn, I feel old as fuck right now."
Yeah, that's real old people stuff right there.
I know.
What about you, Ken?
Old scene kid.
Well, I've been listening to a lot of Tyler's Creator since this album just dropped. I love Tyler.
What?
But I don't know. I'm still really stuck on Silent Planet's trilogy with Fit for a King.
Oh, that you know what? That's such a smart idea too. The way they did that, and the one with Fit for a King.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, I'm surprised more bands haven't thought of that yet.
Or
that
done
was
it.
a really smart way.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of cool because like features are becoming a little more easier than they were in the past because like featured X is a thing now and it's
Yeah.
just way more accessible. But yeah, I've never seen like people actually swap the songs though. I thought it was so genius.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when they first came out with it, I was like, holy shit! I was like you said, because I always joke about it when, I said, I was like, rap does it all the time, you know,
Yeah.
like rap artists do it all the time. I was just like, when is it gonna be time for like the actual like scene bands to start doing it? And then it never happened. And then like a couple years later, then Fit for a King and Silent Planet did one, and I was like, see, told you, should have done that shit like 3 years ago. We would have been good, but.
Well, you know what too? Like, I don't think rock bands, like especially like in hardcore and post-hardcore and stuff, like use features the way they optimally could be used.
Oh,
Like,
100%.
like in hip hop, for instance, like I'll set it into two examples. Like Kanye did that. I don't know if it was a Lil Pump song or if it was a Kanye song, but whichever the "You're Such a Fucking" song.
Yeah, I got you.
Like that song, I thought was genius for Kanye above all else because you're attracting all these younger hip hop fans to you, which like, even though you may be like the, second or third biggest rapper in the world, you're still like kind of out of that generation zone because they're into things like NBA YoungBoy, Lil Pump, whatever.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I thought that was so genius for Kanye. And then like on Tyler the Creator's new album, he has a song, What's Your Name, which is the best song on the album with NBA YoungBoy. And I thought about it too. And I was like, like I don't know how much kids like I have a 16-year-old brother, for instance. I don't know how much like kids like him listen to Tyler the Creator, but they definitely like
Yeah.
NBA YoungBoy. So I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, like all those kids that are like 10 years younger than us get exposed to Tyler the Creator because so on and so forth. And I don't think bands do that enough. Like for instance, like if Taking Back Sunday put give me an example like Courtney LaPlante or something. I know these are bands put together, but like if an older band took like a band or somebody from a band that's younger in there, that exposes more younger fans to that older band. I just don't feel like bands in hardcore really do that at all.
Yeah,
and
I think it's
underutilized.
I think it's like, I don't know, like from what I've noticed, I think because like I've been doing this for 5 years and then I've been in the scene for longer, but like, and that just puts an age number on me, which this is just strange. But I feel like with artists sometimes, especially like in metal, I feel like they might be just like too big for that shit. You know what I mean? Like they have that mentality that they're like, well, what is this gonna do for me, kind of a thing. When in reality, it's gonna do a lot of good for them because like you figure like Shane Told from Silverstein, he's been doing this shit for like 25 years. Imagine if Shane Told like, did a swap with like, I don't know, like they just did a song with he just did a song with Capstan not too long ago. Like, that sort of thing I feel like would benefit a band, or like, Capstan could do some, a Silverstein song or something like that, and it would be interesting, at least from my perspective.
I think features have just been so stigmatized in like our community, like it's corny or something like that, which I think it personally is dumb. Like, covers like of pop songs got super like, cornyized because I'm not going to go into why it has, but like it's become super corny in our scene. But for some reason, it seems like features have too. And it's kind of weird because, features in our scene almost are seen like, okay, it's this thing we do because we want to get big. Like it doesn't seem like the thing that bigger artists are interested in.
Yeah. I also feel like I agree with the whole like corniness of like cover songs. I think that mostly has to do with Our Last Night. I feel like they're the
I didn't want to drop the name.
I only say that I know. Well, listen, I know because I've talked as much shit about Our Last Night than I should.
Hey, man, they're making a living.
They're making they're making the bank.
All established they're on the same page. Then okay.
Yeah. I mean, they're making the money. Like I'm not gonna lie that they like are killing it. Yeah, they know what they're doing. Yeah, so. I don't know. I always I like cover songs, but I also feel like I'm also slightly jaded to it because I'm just like, man, like, didn't Our Last Night do this song? Like if one band does it before, then and then they do it, it's like, who you're gonna listen
Yeah.
to. Obviously
Yeah.
everybody's gonna be like, oh shit, this Our Last Night track is like, cover is great. And then it's just like, there's like 40 other bands that have covered the same song before they covered it, and then now they're all gonna get swept under the YouTube algorithm rug because
you know what it is? I think it's because everybody saw I Prevail get big after that Blank Space cover, and everybody thinks they could replicate it. But that's unquantifiable right there. Like, you can't. They took advantage of what happened there. They didn't plainly just get big off it. I don't know. It's just it has become a very corny thing in the scene, and whether or not I agree with it or not, it just is what it is.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. Like, if you want to do a cover, like, I feel like if you want to do a cover, do a cover. Good for you. Good luck. I hope it goes well. I hope you pick a song that no one else has picked, which is extremely unlikely, but I mean, it is, you do what you do, and hopefully you get, do your best on it, because like, I always like hearing cover songs. I just also feel like I agree with Mason in the fact that, like, you really, especially if you're a band in the scene now, I don't feel like you can really do one like without it being eclipsed by a certain other band that we talked about already, that I may or may not bleep out in post. But next question, guys. What is your favorite food to eat? What is your go-to meal?
So I'm a fast food. I'm just a fast food simp. No, it's horrible for me, and I can't stop. The Popeyes spicy chicken sandwich I've been really into lately. But I was thinking about this today. I probably spent more money in the past 10 years at Chipotle than I have anywhere else. But I would say, I'm really there's a sushi place that's right by Ken's place that we're really into. So, I would just go with like a nice fried amazing roll, and some what are those things called? I can't remember. Oh, pork gyozas, and like a spicy tuna roll. That's like my go-to. I'm really into, like, how every food group is based off of certain spices. Like, Mexican food is usually based off of cumin. A lot of like Chinese and Japanese food based off of like soy and ginger.
Correct.
I'm really into anything that has ginger in it. So yeah.
I feel that. Ken, what you got?
I'm also a big seafood connoisseur, and there is this nice Cajun boil place a little closer to Mason.
He's told me about this.
Oh, listen, I've only been there twice, but like, I will make seafood at home if I like can't afford to go to bed. I just love it, man. Like, I don't know. And then I tried another. For the first time, I had like real ramen, like, other than Ann Arbor.
Oh, Ann Arbor's was the place we went to in Ann Arbor, Michigan was fantastic.
Yeah, I had a seafood ramen there, but like this is the first one around Youngstown that I found, and man, it was just as good.
Since we're on the topic of that type of food too, like, so we, like, in Youngstown in Ohio, it is basically, it's a huge Italian population. Yeah. So like, it's basically chains, Italian food, and like here and there a couple Japanese places. I've recently got into pho the last couple of years, and this stuff is really fucking good.
Yeah, it is.
Like, I've had a couple of really good places with it. Usually got to go out of town to find it, but I've really been into pho lately.
There we go. There was, at my first apartment that I lived at, there was like a pho spot that was like 10 minutes away from my apartment, so I used to go there a lot. And then there's also a ramen place near where I used to live as well, that I used to like go to all the time. So I had like pho and ramen. Like,
where do you live at in Jersey?
I used to live in Burlington, and now I live in Bordentown.
Where is that in relation to Newark?
Newark is like way north, so I'm like closer to the capital of Trenton.
Gotcha.
But yeah, no, there's this place that I can recommend in Jersey. If you're into like anime, they have like all these anime murals, and they do like they do like boba and all that sort of stuff there. It's called Reiyaki. There's like a few, I don't know if it's like, I guess they're trying to become like more of a staple in this area, because there's one in Pennsylvania, and I think there's two. There's one in there's two in Jersey. One's close to like Rowan, which is further south, and then there's one that's in I want to say it's Cherry Hill. I'm pretty sure the town is at. But if you guys live in, obviously most of my fan base is in New Jersey, so you can go there if you want. If not, if you want to take the trek out here to New Jersey or Pennsylvania, feel free to go check out those places because it's fantastic. I love it.
One more thing, because Ken brought up Cajun food. We everybody in TSL is a pretty big fan of Cajun food, as far as I'm aware. If TSL went to NOLA, it would come over, man.
There we go. Make it happen.
Really, yeah, I mean, drinking on the street, eating on the street. Oh my God, it would be a mess. We'd not be able to control ourselves.
God, if there's any promoters in New Orleans, feel free to hit up TSL. I'm sure they would love to have you there. Also, they'd love to eat a Cajun boil, I'm sure, at some point. So, make it happen. Make it happen.
Man, I'm a Popeyes.
There we go. There we go, guys. Next question. If you could pick somebody to collaborate with, whether it be a guest feature on your next record or a producer you'd like to work with in the future, who would it be?
Courtney LaPlante from Spirit Box.
That's my answer.
Yeah, I didn't even have to think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we got to come up with like another one just so we can differentiate. I would really like to have like maybe like Rory from Dayseeker. Who?
Johnny Frank.
Johnny Frank.
Oh,
Bill Murray.
I mean, that'd be another good one too.
Yeah.
Rory from Dayseeker is one I always thought would be really cool. Or like Lucas from Holding Absence.
Ooh, yeah. Lucas.
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe
like,
one in the future.
I feel like Rory would be really cool. Like, obviously, I love Courtney. Shout outs to Courtney. But like, Rory is my guy. I love Dayseeker. I love
we played with him
Wave. All of his projects that he's done, like I've been following him for a while. But I feel like Rory would really work with your guys' sound. So if I had to put my drop in the bucket a little bit, my 2 cents.
As for producer, I'm sure Ken could say more to this because Ken had one expensive dream producer he wanted to go to.
Not Malpass, okay?
Yeah, we can't afford it.
His name was Lydia Illuminate. And now he just did Blink-182's newest record. Like, my guy's been moving up in the world. But I hit him up, and luckily his old email from, like, his original studio still works. And he responded and said it was $5,000 a song. Which,
he knows his worth, man. Yeah. I would say, Will Yip.
That's worth it. I just don't have the money.
I would say like Will Yip. He does the Movements records, or I forget, whoever does the Spirit Box recordings is really good too. Or even like Chris Crummett that does like Dance Gavin Dance. Yeah. I mean, like there's a lot of guys we would love to go to. But we go to his name's Steve Perino. He's worked with Heart Attack Man and the Sonderbombs, and he's just fantastic. It's funny because we've been going to him since 2017, since we put out our first Name Under the Safest Ledge. And it seems like, we went from a band that was like super post-hardcore to more like Movements and Citizen, and now to the sound we have now that, as you know, and like, it seems like he's been able to grow with us each time. And, each time where it's like, maybe we should try somebody else new or something like that. Like, he keeps reeling us back in because it's almost like he's our fifth Beatle, like it's just when you bring an idea to the guy, it just comes to life. So, well, actually our fifth Beatle is the MacBook because we have backtracks.
Steve's our sixth.
Yeah, he's a sixth Beatle, but he's really great at like, just like if we bring him an idea, helping bring it to life. And because of that, like, I mean, once you're with a producer that you're really loyal to, it's heartbreaking from it.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. I feel like they've become like obviously a part of your family, a part of your group, and it's like, breaking up with like someone that you're in love with, you're like,
yeah, exactly.
It's like a little bit, it's a little rough.
Like there's no one else in the area doing anything like even remotely close to what he's doing. Same thing with like Alex, like there's no one close.
Yeah, so we go to a videographer, Alex Zarek. Well, he comes to us usually. He's done work with Real Friends, Belmont. Nice. I don't know if he did Knuckle Puck. Maybe I got that wrong.
I saw recently he's working with Oliver Francis.
Yeah. So we've done our past 4 music videos with him, and it works great. It works great every time. We're that kind of band. Like if you're like in the circle, it's really hard to get you out, because like we're really like, if you do good work, we appreciate that, and we're gonna keep giving you money.
Yeah, no, I feel that, because like there's definitely like bands that I've talked with and that I keep really close with, like obviously, and so it's cool to see them grow, and like every time that they come through, they're like, oh man, you want to get on this show, and I'm like, well, I'm like, thank you so much, like you don't have to do it, I can more than well pay for my ticket, and they're like, no, we want to show that we appreciate you and stuff, and so it's real cool. Like, I mean, I don't take any of that for granted, so shout outs to all the people that let me into this show for free. That is
The
wonderful.
real ones.
I'm a real you are the real ones, the real MVPs, so I appreciate you. But I love the choices. Like if I really had to nail it down, I feel like either Courtney, I feel like Courtney and Rory on the same track with you guys.
That'd be
That would
wild. Oh my god.
that'd be insane. So guys, if you want to make that happen, you have to go on to twitter.com.
We're gonna have to start a Patreon.
Go for Indiegogo.
Oh,
Having
man.
just an OnlyFans, whatever, all that shit. Yeah, I got. But guys, if you want to make this collab happen, you have to go onto twitter.com, type in The Safest Ledge, and then at Rory and Courtney LaPlante on Twitter, and say collab ? And then again, I'm no legal expert, so I don't trust my opinion, but I feel like that's like,
Are you saying
that's
if
written?
they say yes on there, then that's like a legal binding contract?
I don't want to.
Yeah.
I want to infer that that's true, but it is certainly a possibility. That could be truth. So
Heavily implied.
I don't know, but I mean, I'm sure the more retweets and likes that it gets, could determine the validity of it. So again, I'm no legal expert, no legal expert here, but I'm pretty. I want to say I'm like 95% sure that's how it. So
Okay.
guys, make it happen. Anyway, next question. My personal favorite. I'm a nerd, so I love asking it. If you could be a video game character, who would you be?
Ooh.
Any person from Pokemon, like, or maybe I'd just be Pikachu himself. I don't know. Well, you can't give it a name because you always choose the name. So I would say the main character from like Pokemon Soul Silver specifically.
Oh,
Yeah,
Mason
that's
and
my
I
favorite video game. So definitely that.
Mason and I are same wavelength, so shouts to you.
That or Waluigi. I don't know.
Toon Link.
Oh, that's a good one too. I like that.
Yep.
Well, that's great, guys, because ironically enough, on my desk I have Zelda and Pikachu on my desk. So
That's awesome.
How fitting. But love both of those games. I'm glad Mason said Heart Gold Soul Silver, because that is also my personal favorite, and that is also my video game character, is the main antagonist or the main protagonist, which is ironically enough, his name is Brendan. So
he had a cool fit. He had cool hair. He had a cool hat.
Cool legendaries.
Yeah, I mean the first Pokemon in his party got to follow him outside of the Pokeball. I mean, it's insane. That game was absolutely perfect.
That is the people can fight me. That is the best Pokemon game of all time.
I'm so glad you said that. Like, I feel so happy like finding another person that believes that.
Who says anything else? That's what I'm more.
There are a lot of like Sapphire, Ruby, Emerald stands, and like, don't get me wrong, I love those ones, but like I kind of overplayed them.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel like I'm a Heart Gold Soul. Listen, Silver and Gold were my first Pokemon games, so I feel like Heart Gold Soul Silver. That's just like if you just took the best game of all time and just like somehow made it better.
Yeah. Plus, like I love Suicune too, so like it has that same event. Like it does in like in the original Crystal, where you walk up to Suicune. It's just perfect.
Yeah. So guys, fight us in the comments. Mason and I will fight you, not physically, but like keyboard warriors. We do it with honor. But anyway, next question, guys. If you were to compile a dream tour with The Safest Ledge, who would be on it?
You ready?
All right, let's headliner. Who would be the headline?
Bring Me the Horizon.
Spicy. Okay.
It's got to be a big band, so Bring Me the Horizon.
That's fair. Okay.
Headliner.
Yeah. Okay.
You pick the next band.
Next tier down from that. Let's go Load.
Okay. Is this gonna be a 4-band bill or a 5-band bill?
We're doing well. It'd be 5 with you, so 4 more slots.
So 4.
So,
yeah.
all right, so I get the third one.
Okay, so 2 more. Go ahead.
Movements.
Ooh, okay.
Wow.
Is this cool?
Okay.
I'm liking
It's
it.
gonna be a weird tour, but we're gonna like it.
Right. That's why I'm trying to find something that's gonna balance this all out.
Man, Ken's really thinking about this.
I was gonna say Holding Absence. I mean that's
No, I think that works.
It rolls off the tongue. I want to say that. Yeah, I think it works. Yeah.
And then Loathe and Holding Absence do their split that they did one time only.
Yes.
Yep. That'd be sick. That'd be super sick.
Guys, much similarly to the Twitter thing that I mentioned earlier, again, I already explained the rules to you, so that's just how you do it. Again, I'm not going to go through it because of legal ramifications, but again, you do what you do. That's all I'm going to tell you.
We wouldn't be mad. I quit my job tomorrow. That's cool.
I would fly out to whatever date it was. So, guys, let's do it. Make it happen. You have to manifest those things. So, I feel like we got to manifest it. But
we got to keep talking about it. Put it out there.
Yeah, I feel like if we say it enough times, YouTube will be like, "Oh, you guys want a tour?" Okay.
Do you ever see the summoning circle meme on Twitter? Like how people fit all the candle emojis together. Like put it in that. Yeah.
That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna put not the meme, but the manifestation of said meme into reality. So, I'm not gonna tell you how to do it. You know how to do it. So, anyway, guys, next question. Favorite TV show, favorite movie?
All right, so this one's controversial, but
I'm a Star Wars fan. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Can you go first?
That was the controversial stance to us. I'm a Star Wars fan.
No, my movies, Star Wars. Love Star Wars.
Do you have a specific episode? Because this is high key, low key, big determiner of how the rest of this interview will go. No, I'm kidding.
I don't know. I really like episode 3.
Oh, okay, good. You pass.
Yeah.
Classic.
You pass.
What's your favorite TV show,
Ken?
TV show?
You and I don't really talk about TV much, so that might be difficult. I would say mine.
My fiance is yelling at me for my Star Wars response.
Oh boy.
Why? What's your favorite Star Wars episode?
Return of the Jedi, duh.
Return of the Jedi. There you go.
That's a good one.
3 all day, baby. 3 all day.
Yeah,
all day, every day.
If I had to pick my favorite Star Wars, it's either 3 or 7.
The most shocking,
Ooh,
like,
7's good.
Yeah, I don't want to get into 8 versus 9 because that'll take like an hour.
Oh my god, great. Yes,
so
I would.
My favorite TV show is controversial, but it's Game of Thrones.
Ooh, okay. Well, that's fair. If you have like brain trauma and you forget the last season, then it's fine.
I could literally sit down with you and rewrite season 8, and I feel like I could make it better. And I have never done any creative writing in my life, but how that show made me feel seasons 1 through 7 is incomparable. And then like if I had to cheat and say like another one, I'd say I don't know, like Dragon Ball Super, something like that.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah.
And then favorite movie, God, that's a good one. I don't know. I really don't know. I'll have to get back to you on that one.
We'll put Mason's answer up here in text.
I'll go with Ken. I'm gonna say episode 3 Star Wars.
Ooh, okay. Ken, did you answer on TV shows?
Big Dragon Ball Z fan.
Ooh,
big
you're
Office fan. That's pretty much all I've ever watched. No, I'm just kidding.
Me and Ken don't really talk about TV much. No, we're big YouTube guys.
We're watching Doctor Who again.
Okay. Ooh, nice. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well, okay. So, can you recommend one YouTube video for people to watch then? Since you both big YouTubers.
Listen,
the critical video where he eats the Travis Scott burger, or any LA Beast eating light bulbs.
No. You literally almost had my answer. LA Beast, sugarless Haribo gummy bears, 5 whole pounds. There, he pukes and shits to a symphony orchestra track at the end of the video.
Have you ever seen LA Beast, Brandon?
I have seen I've seen that video, and I thought I forgot it. I thought I've erased it from my memory, and now I'm gonna have to remember to put that in the description so everybody else can feel our pain. So guys, go check out that LA Beast video. I am personally not going to recommend that you should watch it there, but you should watch it because Mason and Ken recommend it.
The one where he drinks spoiled milk, I'm not easily like, I don't get sick easily, but that makes me nauseous immediately.
I literally saw the like the thumbnail for it, and I was like, nope, yeah, we're not doing that today. Nope. And I have not watched it, so I'm glad I did not watch it because I feel like I would fucking throw up if I watched that video.
You know what's funny too? I love his Crystal Pepsi gag. I just think that's funny.
I was gonna point that one out too. And R.I.P. Shoe Nice.
What about you, Brandon? What's your favorite movie and TV show?
Favorite movie? I'm gonna go real weeb style. I'm a big Studio Ghibli fan, so I will say my personal favorite is Howl's Moving Castle.
Oh, what a generic answer!
Listen,
oh my God,
I love that movie. I love that movie so much. If I had to not pick the generic weeb movie, I would probably pick Hot Rod as my second favorite.
That's so good.
That is underrated Andy Samberg film.
Wow.
You have a favorite anime?
Favorite anime right now? I'm watching.
Dragon Ball.
I'm currently watching K-On!, which is about just like a musical. It's just a music anime, which is great.
Okay.
I will say if you like a suspense thriller anime, I watched Erase on Netflix. That's fantastic. I would highly recommend watching it. Supposedly they're making a second season because they took like a hella long break, and I don't know how they're gonna make season 2, but I'm very, very excited because I finished watching it, and then I literally got a notification on my phone saying that another season of Erased is coming, and it's been like 7 years since like the last one. So I'm very excited about that. And favorite movie, if episode 3 was not said, I was gonna say episode 3 as well, but I think I said Hot Rod, so I'll probably
Hot Rod
I will go Hot Rod because that's all-time favorite. If the most I would say, at least for me, most quotable movie, so I would have to say.
The part where, what's his name, where he screams babe over and over?
It was Will Arnett. He's in the Corvette. He's like, babe, no, wait, babe, no. And then it's just an abrupt cut, and then like he's like, babe, and then it's like cut, and then it was great. I love that part. That movie is fantastic. Guys, if you have not watched Hot Rod, highly recommend. 10 out of 10 chef's kiss.
It is definitely an acquired taste. I tried showing it to my girlfriend and she was not vibing with it.
It's very dry. It's like, it's either like, it's very spoofy dry. Like that's how I usually relate it to friends. Do
you know what is, so speaking of like acquired taste comedy, have you ever heard of Aqua Teen Hunger Force?
Oh, I love that show.
So me and our bass player Mike are super into it. And I tried showing it to my mom, of all people, once. And like,
that's not
good. Translated.
No. I tried showing my mom like Brooklyn Nine-Nine because I love Andy Samberg, so that's another TV show I could recommend.
Yeah.
And she like doesn't think it's hilarious whatsoever, and I'm like, I love this show. She's same thing with The Office too, so I feel like
Ken's a big Office fan.
It just over your head, like it's just weird. Some people's humors are like very strange, but anyway, recommend those. Go check them out. Next question, guys. If you're trapped on a desert island for the next month and there was one record you could bring with you to listen to, what would it be? Oh,
he's literally
Ken's got up. He's gone.
I let it in, and
You're
it took everything.
You're right. I can't argue with that.
Mason? I'm gonna pick a weird one, but I'm really into it right now. Is that last Dua Lipa CD that came out?
Ooh, I think it's
the one with Levitate on it.
It's on Levitate, yeah. Let me look.
Yeah, without the DaBaby version. I don't like the DaBaby version.
I don't either. So that's
yeah. I'm gonna go with that one.
I don't want to future nostalgia.
Yes, that's it.
I knew I knew it, and ironically enough, my girlfriend has it. So shout out to my girlfriend. I'm very mad that she has that on vinyl and I do not. So
Oh, that's a good find.
and it's funny because she's in the other room right now, and she's probably gonna give me shit for it later.
You gotta start bumping it right now.
I know it's at her house, and I just picked up. Well, funnily enough, you know, obviously we're doing this interview. I picked up Loath's Cold Sun because somebody was selling it. It sold out, and then I was like, shit, I didn't buy it, and I wanted to really get it. And they made it on vinyl, so I bought it off someone on in a Facebook group that I'm in. So I just got it
Is it Loath posting?
No, it's not Loath posting. It's metalcore core collectors or something like that.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So shout outs to them. Love that group. But I've bought so many records from that group now at this point that I feel like I'm gonna go into bankruptcy. So thanks, guys. Love it. But yeah, so I just picked up Cold Sun, and then I also I let it in and took everything because, you know, again, that's the hot take. The record, I would say of the last decade, if I'm going to be honest. I feel like it's definitely was the record of last year. I would say I wouldn't say a decade. I would probably say it's the best record that has come out in the last 5 years, arguably.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Barely any music came out last year, so there wasn't a lot of contention last year. So it was the record of the year for me pretty easily.
5 years.
I would say last 5 years. Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
Easy, because I can't think of another record right now off the top of my head that has had staying power.
5 years before that was.
Ooh, let me see.
I thought you were gonna grab Man on the Moon.
He did grab Man on the Moon earlier.
That was my number 2.
That Of Machines record is fantastic. I love that band. Died too soon, before everybody's time.
Yeah, stole too much money.
The next question, guys. I've been asking a lot of bands this recently that I've had on the channel. What is one thing you want people to take away from The Safest Ledge, whether it be from a lyrical perspective, a musical perspective, or kind of a combination of the two? I always find that it's a cool send-off point to have bands talk about, you know, why they want people to check out their music. I know it sounds very narcissistic, but, you know, I feel like you gotta, you know, you guys put your heart and soul into it. You know, you want to do it. And I'm always curious because, not that I need any more selling points because obviously I have you on to talk, but I feel like it's a good way to kind of have other people be like, you know what, these guys really seem genuine and cool, and they said Episode 3 is the best Star Wars movie, so I have to listen to them, you know?
I've definitely thought about that before, and, I have The Safest Ledge in Braille tattooed on me.
Very cool.
Right there. And so I want our music to be a feeling. I want our music to take you through an experience, with feeling. You know, I want you to feel something from the sounds that we give you. You know, not necessarily that I want you to take my words or Joey's words or anyone else in the band that's wrote lyrics. You know, not that I want you to take those words. I want you to take your own words from it. So things might sound very vague at times. Things might be more specific, but you know, I want people to take what they want.
So I don't write lyrics, so I don't really know what to say about that when it comes to that. But I know we hit a lot of heavy topics and things like that, and a lot of our topics sometimes are pretty vague. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say what's the song, but there's a song off Space Between Words where it's incredibly emotional, especially to Kennedy. But the topic, as it relates to the lyrics, you really wouldn't be able to guess, you know? So you know, I like the way he was saying it, you take your own kind of meaning from it, you know? I think you know, we hit a lot of heavy topics, but sometimes you could take our words and take your own meaning from it and apply it to what you're feeling, you know? I won't say the song specifically, like I said, but you know, you could take that song a million different ways if you read into certain lines. So, you know, just something to, you know, man, I don't have a big long speech for it. Just I want people to listen to these songs and really feel something out of it. I always tell them I like music that's depressing because I like it to emotionally challenge me. And that's, you know, that's what I want out of other people with our music.
Yeah, you want it to have that staying power, and that's what at least for me, that's why I kind of really have been gravitating towards the scene, and that's what really kind of ultimately gravitated towards interviewing bands and having them on and kind of having a larger discussion about what they do. And obviously if we joke around and shoot the shit and all that sort of stuff, that's like a part of the conversation. But as well as that, I just feel like bands, especially like smaller bands or lesser known bands, like they have just as much staying power as a band that's been doing it for fucking over 20 years.
I mean, we've had people like get tattoos of like our stuff, which is like, I mean, that's nuts. Like, this band might not be here tomorrow. I mean, we're gonna be here tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, you never know.
Oh shit! Oh my god, we're done.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, you never know with like low-level touring bands. Like, you never know. Like, music's crazy like that, So like, it's really cool that people have like, really felt that strongly about it and things like that. And that kind of goes into what I was saying again. Like, I want you to like take the safest ledge, and maybe it's not something that lasts forever, but it's something that really means something to you, because it's something that means a lot to us. Because I mean, we could go on for days talking about all the stories we have, all the times going to play shows, horrible things going wrong, pulling up to hotel rooms that only have one bed and you're touring with 5 people.
Hotel books.
Yeah, not being able to get your van the day you're supposed to leave for tour, just insane stuff. I mean, like, we will carry this stuff the rest of our lives, and we hope that listeners carry it in some way, shape, or form too. Know what I mean?
No, 100%. And I always love asking this question. It's probably my favorite, along with obviously the video game question. But like, it's crazy how bands kind of have that like tug and pull on people, whether it be, again, a smaller band or like a smaller local band or a band that's been around for a long time. It's just really cool how music affects people, and how other people can kind of either garner the same emotions from a song or like interpret it in a way that makes them feel like, oh shit, like this song is kind of meant for me. And it's a really cool thing. And like I said, it's probably like unlike anything else that is ever to exist, I would say. Like, and especially I would say more so in the scene music, like that's what really got me that's what really got me into listening to this type of music, is the bands that really like, you're like, oh shit, like I didn't think people like had the same thoughts or feelings about something specifically, and that they've gone through the same situations or scenarios. And it's just real cool to have that experience, not only from smaller bands but also just generally.
Like, our genre might be, obviously, like, in comparison of popularity to like big genres, like, doesn't even compare. But there's things about like this scene and like rock music in general that has things that like other genres just don't. Like, the culture around live shows, and how often live shows happen in rock music, like how often they happen on the small level compared to the big level. And like, those shows being like social event type things, it's just, of course, like other genres have that still, but like, it definitely is different with our scene, and it's our own little culture within our own little Warped Tour scene stuff, music. So, it's been really special, like ever since I got into this type of music, since I was like 14, like, the experiences I've been able to have because of it. And like, I have a million more friends now, like since I've been in the Safest Ledge than I did before it. Like, we've been, like, our identity has been grown around doing the Safest Ledge. And I mean, you can't put into words like how much that means to us, because, like, I mean, like, Ken, like when you think about like your 20s, like, like, let's be real, we're going to be thinking about like, remember that time. My AirPod case. But like, we're going to be thinking about, hey, remember that time we went on tour and we pulled up to that hotel room, and there was 5 of us and we all had to sleep in one bed.
Opening the door and seeing one king size bed for 5 grown men. We were like, all right, this is what's happening tonight.
Yeah, and then there was a Coke can that like somebody poked holes in. You could guess what that was.
No, because we thought
in the toilet.
Clogged, so I go to look at it because I'm a real handy guy. All right, and so I take the back of the toilet off, and here someone was smoking something out of a can.
Yeah. It's things, but again, like it's things like that. Like we're gonna like remember this stuff forever, and we want people to remember the safest ledge as something that means something a lot to them. So, moral of the story: get more safest ledge tattoos. We need more things to post.
Yeah.
Do it for us.
100%. Yes, that 100%. Get more
Yeah.
tattoos of the safest ledge.
Yeah.
But the last thing, guys, the most important thing, tell them where they can find you out on social media, what you guys have coming up in the next couple months, anything else you'd like to plug, talk about, things of that nature. It's promotion time, baby. Woo!
So you can follow us at Safest Ledge OH on Twitter, Instagram, and you can find us on Facebook that way too. But who uses that anymore? Yeah, only people in bands.
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
but you can also find we make videos on YouTube every once in a while too, us doing weird things. You can find all our music on there as well. Find us on Spotify, Apple Music. We curate a lot of playlists on Spotify, so you can see what we like and songs that inspired What Have You Done. We just dropped a playlist today, the date of recording this, of songs that inspired it. And then What Have You Done, our upcoming single, comes out on July 16th. The music video comes out on July 23rd, directed by Alex Zarek, who's worked with Real Friends and Belmont and a couple other Meet Me at the Altar, really huge artists. And yeah, man, I don't know. Vibe with us, man.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, wait, we're playing shows too.
Oh my God, yeah, now you get to pitch shows. That's the best part.
I haven't pitched shows in a year and a half.
So
Jeez.
good. Oh my God.
So we're
I just
playing
have to-
September 17th at Westside Bowl in Youngstown, Ohio. September 18th at North Pole Strip Club. It's not a real strip club; it's a house venue. In Fredonia, New York, and
Shit.
September 19th at 222 Ormsby in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And then we'll be going on a run in October and November, but those dates haven't been announced yet. So more shows coming. We'll be hitting the East Coast a little bit, Midwest a little bit. So.
You better tell me, boys. I'll be coming out to see you guys.
Wait, once you stop recording, I'll tell you what date it is.
Okay, very cool. Well, very cool. So, guys, go check out The Safest Ledge. Listen, they're one of the best finds I found on YouTube, and you know that they were one of the best finds because I couldn't remember where I found them at.
And he answered a cold pitch email.
And I did answer a cold pitch email, so I'm like 50. I'm like 1 for 1 right now. Not very good averages, but we'll make it do. But go check out The Safest Ledge. All of the links will be in the description. I'll leave a link to The Runaways and Gray View or Gray Matter.
Gray Matter, bro. Get it right.
Gray View is an album. Listen, I'm old as fuck, dude. I'm forgetting shit.
You know what's funny? Real quick, Movements put out that song Garden Eyes like 3 months after we put out Mountain Eyes, and I was like, everyone's gonna think we stole this.
Listen, everybody steals shit all the time, so it's not
okay.
unpopular. But go check out The Safest Ledge again. If you want to do, the collab, the tour, we already talked about it earlier, in the episode. So, listen, if you need to go rewind back to that portion and go do it, listen, we'll wait here. We'll wait for those DMs to happen.
The email. It's out there.
It's actually cooking in the oven right now. Guys are already working on the track already. I'm not gonna say legally. I can't say much more than that, but the songs are cooking. Yeah.
The turbines are turning.
The turbines are turning. So just yeah. So we're not. That's as far as much as we can say right now legally. So guys, make it happen. So we can push that Indiegogo fund over to the next level. But if you enjoyed this interview, share, like, and subscribe. It goes a long way. It'd be much appreciated since my brain is apparently deteriorating and I can't remember shit. So please do that because I might need brain surgery soon. So if that could help that fund, that'd be great. And huge thanks to The Safest Ledge for the Safest Ledge for coming on and chatting with me tonight.
Thank you, man.